Just read a few pages of The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And now I'm going to summarize my reading. So we discussed habit loops. Basically, everything is a habit. And the way habits work is there's a cue, there's a routine, and then there's a reward. There are many ways to change habits. One way is keep the cue and the reward the same, and then change the routine. So for example, let's say the cue is negative emotions, the routine is going on TikTok, the reward is numbing yourself to those emotions. We need something that reduces negative emotion, and we do it when we experience negative emotion. So what is something else that can reduce negative emotion? Journaling, perhaps. Thinking, perhaps. Exercise, perhaps. Running. That might be a solution to this habit. Filming a video and discussing your feelings. Identifying your feelings. Doing the 5-step program on my wall, which is take 5 deep breaths, then you say 5 things you see, 4 things let's take a look at it. 4 things you hear, 3 things you feel, as in touch, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you're feeling in terms of emotions. And if, for example, you're trying to do 2 things you smell, but you don't smell anything, you can just make it up. And this is supposed to be a technique that helps with feeling anxious. I learned it from the wellness center at my school. From someone who is in graduate school and learning about psychology. So, it's from a reliable source. So that can be a new routine for the example habit loop I gave. Instead of when you feel negative emotion, go into your phone and watching TikTok to numb yourself. Do that to try to reduce the negative emotion, or exercise, or think, or discuss it in a video, or identify your feelings, because doing that helps reduce negative emotions, or meditate, or read, or take actions that help reduce that negative feeling. For example, let's say you're feeling stressed, do some work so you feel less stressed. And the way you can do that is you can feel the negative emotion, then sit there, let it build up until it pushes you to do some. Let's say the example is you're feeling stressed about schoolwork. Instead of turning to TikTok to feel better, or anything on your phone that numbs your emotions, instead of doing that, sit there, let the negative emotions sit with them, and then realize that the best way forward to get rid of these negative emotions is to do some work. That's just one example. If you're just feeling stressed and you don't know why, maybe go to a therapist. Or do some research. But sitting with negative emotions is the best way to allow them to push you forward. Coping with them isn't. But as I've explained in previous videos, you can cope in healthy ways and unhealthy ways. Or you can sit with negative emotions. There are levels. The best level is sitting with negative emotions, because that allows you to move forward. If that's too difficult, then drop down to the second best level, which is healthy coping. And try to avoid the third level, which is the baseline, the worst level, and that is unhealthy coping, like going on your phone and scrolling on TikTok or YouTube Shorts for 10 hours. Healthy coping would be something productive, like reading or exercising. or even watching a YouTube video, but you're also learning by watching that video. Anyways, so I learned about habit loops, changing habits by changing the routine, creating habits by coming up with cues, routines, and rewards, creating cravings, which happens when seeing the cue causes anticipation of the reward, which creates a craving without you even receiving the reward yet. So instead of experiencing, instead of seeing a cue, having to do the routine, and then experiencing the reward, upon seeing the cue, you already feel a craving to do the activity and receive the reward. And I think that happens through sustained attempts at a habit. Sustained, for example, if the habit is, this is an example from the book, if the habit is brushing your teeth, the reward for brushing your teeth could be clean teeth. Your teeth feel clean. He also explained in the book that toothpastes create a tingling feeling on your teeth and in your mouth that serves as a reward. And that is what allowed toothpaste to become a global product around the world before they existed, was that tingling feeling. So that's the reward and clean teeth. The cue is let's say cue is your teeth feel dirty, or since nowadays we brush 2 times a day, 2 minutes, morning and night, the cue can be it's nighttime or it's morning time. So those are the 2 cues. Then the routine is you brush your teeth, and the reward is it feels good. If you keep doing that process, eventually you'll develop a craving where you'll anticipate that tingling feeling, and that will make it easier and more automatic to engage in that habit of brushing your teeth. Habits are very automatic, very quick, very effortless. And the point is to make humans more efficient. That's why they evolved to exist. So let me think of a new habit I want to create and see how I can apply this knowledge, or a habit I want to change. Well, I'm going to try that technique that I explained to you earlier in this video. So whenever I feel stressed, instead of going on my phone to numb that emotion, I'm going to try using that to get rid of the emotion. I'm going to try sitting with the emotion and then moving forward and doing work and feeling accomplished and reinforcing that behavior, and that becomes the new habit, that becomes the new reward. I feel less stressed because I get more work done. I think right now I'm feeling unhappy because my friends are at a party and I'm not there, and I feel like I'm missing out, and I feel like maybe I should go there. So maybe the solution is just to go there, but I'm also conflicted because is that a good use of my time? Are there other things I'd rather achieve? But I've also heard that relationships are very important for someone's happiness, and you should socialize for an hour a day. Actually, I don't know how much you should socialize per day, but I'm going to assume it's an hour because I think I might have heard that. And I want to meet my friends, so I'm going to do that after this video. That's the solution to that feeling of stress or emptiness that I'm feeling right now. When I think about helping abuse victims, I feel stressed because I feel like I can't look that up or research that or even work on that goal without my parents judging me or feeling accused. And that for viewers to understand why that's the case requires a lot of backstory that I'm not going to include. And actually, as a side note, I mostly film these videos for myself. They make me more productive, and I enjoy filming them. and I enjoy rewatching them. But anyways, to solve this problem, but I also feel a desire to help victims of child abuse. I don't know why, I just do. So how would I solve that? The cue is the feeling. The reward is feeling accomplished in helping child abuse victims. The routine is doing it. Who cares if my parents feel judged or accused? What are they going to do about it? Realistically speaking, nothing. I've already discussed this with them. They said it's fine. I should do whatever I want. So maybe I should just research this, and that will help conquer the feeling instead of coping and going on my phone. It's a very scary thing to do, though. But I can start small. Exposure therapy it. We'll see. That's it for this video.